Okay, just to do another example or two of what you'll have in your homework. So the derivatives of the inverse trig functions, inverse sine of u, you'll say 1 over the square root. This u goes in the back, and then chain rule du. D over dx. Arc cosine is the same, but it's negative. Of arc secant, the u goes in the front with an absolute value of u squared minus 1 du. Arc cosecant's the same, but it's negative. For tangent, arc tangent, you have 1 over 1 plus u squared du, which is important to recognize. It gives us more things we can take the antiderivative of. All right, so looking at an example that I didn't get to do today, in the book, let's say if I'm taking y equals the derivative of y equals arc sine x plus x square root of 1 minus x squared. So I'm taking the derivative, and so I have a new thing here. The derivative of arc sine is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared, and the derivative of x is 1. Here I have a product rule first, times derivative of the second. Alright, so I took the derivative of that, bring down my 1/2, plus the second product rule times derivative of the first, which is just 1. Alright, so I have 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. Here, these 2's cancel out, and I actually have minus x squared over the square root of 1 minus x squared, dropping my negative exponent down below, and here's these x's. And then I have plus the square root of 1 minus x squared. Now notice I have a common denominator right here in the front. So that gives me 1 minus x squared over the square root of 1 minus x squared. And then I'm going to get a common denominator. So this is going to become the square root of 1 minus x squared. And the top is just going to become 1 minus x squared. So when I add the common denominator, my 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 2x squared. When I factor that out, I get 2 times 1 minus x squared over the square root of 1 minus x squared, which I can simplify even more. This is to the first power. This one's to the 1/2 power. If you subtract your exponents, you get 1/2. And so you might see this as your answer choice, 2 times the square root of 1 minus x squared. That was example 5 from the book. But anyway, I wanted to do another example before you had your homework to do, because I just wanted to talk a little bit more about simplifying. Let me see if I need to do another one before I end the video. Let's see. So your first few homework problems just asked you to do something with the triangle I talked about. They gave you a triangle with an angle y, and they're getting you used to like number 21, cosine y. And if you look at the picture in the book, they gave you a 1 here and an x here, and a better right triangle. This is angle y. So the cosine of y is x adjacent over hypotenuse. So I just want you to write all of that. This side becomes the square root of 1 minus x squared when you do the Pythagorean theorem to help you with those first few problems. And then 43, then you just start taking derivatives, applying your rules. You're also, as you're using your rules, run into quotient rule and chain rule. And then I think everything's going to be pretty straightforward, where you're taking derivatives. And then you're simplifying.